Keep dwelling on the past, babe. Know what I need, yeah. I need some real good loving, 'cause I'm troubled by the things that I see. Ooh,
I wanna be alone with you, girl. You know your body, gripping on me, baby, like you're gripping that Bacardi. I wanna be alone with you, girl. Digging on your body parts, on your body parts.
I be all up in my zone. When that liquor get up in me, I ain't never going home. When that liquor get up in me, get lit, get lit, get lit, get lit, get lit, get lit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday, so you know what time it is. Music Monday at www.poeticexpressions.com. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it, but before we do that, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you do that now. And today we are talking about several artists, so I want to go ahead and get started with this review and cover as much as I can in a timely manner. And first up is Ludacris. And first of all, if you have not seen Fast and Furious 7, go see it. And one thing I'll say about this movie franchise, for those who may have only seen a couple other movies or haven't seen any at all, it's one of the few movie series, and actually it's the only one that I can think of outside of the Saw movie series, where every one of them is good. And you think usually, you know, after a movie gets to the second or third installment, usually after that, the ones that follow are not as good, or you have your favorites. And with Fast and Furious, of course, I do have some movies that I like better than others, but they really went out a bang with this number 7, and especially with Paul Walker's passing and them incorporating that into the movie and still paying tribute to him. So I won't give that away, but they did a great job of tying all that in too. So go see it. Great movie. And also Ludacris, in music news, his long awaited album, Ludaversal, finally hit stores this week, which actually couldn't have come out at a better time. You have a new movie and a new CD coming out in the same week. So how many artists can really say that? And if you remember, he had a single a while back, probably about 2 years ago, with Kelly Rowland called Representing, which I thought was a pretty cool song. But that was also around the same time that he was promising Ludaversal was going to come out. And now it has, and who knows all the politics behind why it's just now coming out. But he did do a free EP a few months ago. If you remember, I reviewed that as well. It was called Burning Bridges. And he had some really high-profile guests on there. There was actually, I think, a guest on just about every song. It was about 5 songs on the EP. He had John Legend on there, CeeLo, Jason Aldean, Miguel. And all of those songs, ironically, ended up on Ludaversal. So if you like the Burning Bridges EP, you'll definitely like at least some of Ludaversal. And even though it's been a long time coming, and Ludacris is very, very aggressive on this CD, but what's interesting about that, he's aggressive, but it's not in a has-been sort of way. He's still showing that he's got it, still making money. Of course, he's making money in music now and as well as film. And his lyrics are still intact. Still, you get those funny interludes that you have with every Ludacris CD. I think the fans has really come to expect that and really like that about his CD. No different here. Very curious to see what you all think about the interludes that are featured on this CD. It's one in particular that's pretty funny. And when I listened to it, even if this CD was garbage, which is not at all, it's a great CD. You all should go pick it up and check it out. You can't ignore the catalog that Ludacris has. And now this is his 8th album. And as you go back and you start reliving all of the songs that he's had out, you know, What's Your Fantasy, Saturday, Roll Out, Move, and you know the rest. And just so many songs, you can go down the list. Stand Up. I mean, there's just so many hits that he's had. Splash Waterfalls. You could just go on and on and on with big songs that he's had over the years. And he's still making some relevant music. And despite the high amount of big stars that he has on this CD, I will say he did a good job of not letting the guest artists overshadow his contributions to each of these tracks. He also has Big Crit on here. He has Monica on here. The song with Monica is pretty serious. It actually talks about his dad, Wayne Bridges. And for those that don't know, his dad actually passed away the day after he received one of his Grammys. So really touching song there. And one of my favorites on here is called Get Lit. That song is just one of those songs that you just turn up really loud when you're in your car. And Call Your Bluff, many of you have already heard that one. That one's a single. So some great songs on here, and especially for it to have as many tracks as it has. The CD has about 18 tracks, the deluxe version, and pretty much all of them are jamming. I'll say maybe there's a couple I may skip here or there, but it's a great CD. And also, speaking of another artist who has been in the game for a long time, actually even much longer than Ludacris, the bad boys of R&B, Jodeci. Yes, they are back. You may remember on the Soul Train Awards earlier last year, they debuted their new song, Nobody Wins, which features B.o.B. That song really kind of grew on me. I really didn't like that. No. Duh. He said no about 30 times, KC, on that song, and it just kind of killed it for me. But the song is slowly growing on me, and I'm really enjoying it. And I also got a chance to check out their CD this week. The cover really looks like they haven't left the 90s. When you look at them, you can tell that they're not in the 90s anymore. But the concept of the cover itself, and I guess that's what they were going for, just kind of showing that their music is still timeless and it's still that same vibe that you had in the 90s. Of course, it's not exactly the same. Not to say that this CD is lacking as far as quality. It's a pretty good CD. And to be honest, it's probably better than any of the R&B male groups out now could even come up with. I will give them that. But it's just not what you would expect. Again, a group who has such a huge and successful catalog. You have songs like Come and Talk to Me, Fiendin', Love You for Life. I mean, just some really great songs. And for those that don't know, a lot of people like to credit Aaliyah and Timbaland, not taking anything away from Aaliyah, but she was the artist that really kind of brought Timbaland and Missy out into the forefront. But a lot of people don't know that Missy and Timbaland kind of got their start really with Jodeci. And that was way back in the mid-90s, kind of right before Aaliyah got her start. So Timbaland actually does some co-production here on a couple of tracks. And the CD is good. I won't say it's great and it's not bad, but it's good. It's a good CD. So you all should definitely check that out too, Jodeci's new CD, and it's called The Past, The Present, and the Future, which is interesting because their last CD was called The Show, The After Party, and The Hotel. So yeah, and then here we are years later, almost 20 years later, with the new CD. So interesting that they have the future included in their album title when, you know, who knows next time we'll get another CD from Jodeci, if we do even get one. So, and also, last but not least, I had the pleasure of interviewing one of the most humble and talented artists that I've ever got a chance to get in contact with. A lot of times when you meet or get to talk to artists who are so talented, you don't really get that humble spirit, just to be honest, because usually they think that they're so far above everyone else, or maybe have a certain kind of cocky air about them. And if you're wondering who I'm talking about, it is Carmen Rogers. And she is a wonderful artist. She's Dallas-based. Now she lives in Atlanta. And I got a chance to talk to her about things like Kickstarter, her favorite artist, why she loves Stevie Wonder so much, and of course her new album, Stargazer. If you all do not have that album, go pick it up. And I'm sure after you get a chance to check out the review that I did with her this week, that you'll definitely fall in love with Carmen Rogers' music and the vibe and just her whole being and what she brings to the table. So check that out at www.poeticexpressions.com. I'll be releasing that interview in 2 parts in written form today, as well as I'll be uploading the entire audio version of the interview. So if you'd like to hear it, you can hear the whole thing, or if you want to read the highlights, I have that for you as well. And also, there's a live performance that she did back in February. Her CD Stargazer actually just came out February 17th, so it's still pretty new. And there's this concert that she did with Zoe. It's about a little over an hour long, so some pretty good footage there. You can check that out on the site with the post of the interview, as well as one of the songs, Heartless, which is actually one of my favorite songs on her new CD, Stargazer. So check that out at www.poeticexpressions.com. Thank you all for tuning in every week, and your comments, for subscribing, rating the videos, letting me know what you think, your feedback, be it positive or negative.